My beloved child, when I have set your identity upon the foundation of truth, I do not allow you to stop at knowledge expressed only in words, but I lead you into seasons of training so that what you believe may become enduring life in every breath, every choice, and every step you take. For if identity is only heard, repeated, and remembered in the mind, yet has not been tested through days of contrary winds, it remains fragile, like a seed lying on the surface of the ground before it has taken root. I do not want you to know who you are only when everything is favorable. I want you to remember that you belong to me, even when the road ahead is veiled in mist, when your heart is no longer overflowing with emotion, and when your prayers seem to fall into silence. Therefore, there are dry seasons I allow you to pass through, not to abandon you beneath the burning sun, but to teach you to dig deeper into the spring that never runs dry. My child, true faith is not only seen in the days when doors open, answers come quickly, people's hearts are gentle, and everything seems to line up according to your desire. In such days, trusting me feels light, like walking across soft grass beneath a clear sky. But when you see no sign, hear no answer, feel no support as you once did, and yet still choose to stand with me, still choose to do what is right, still choose not to let go of the promise, that is when the faith within you begins to take the shape of maturity. I do not seek in you a feeling that flares up and then fades. I seek a heart that knows how to anchor itself firmly in me, even when the waves rise and the sky has not yet brightened. There have been times when you asked yourself why I allowed you to wait so long, why you prayed, and yet your circumstances still did not change, why others seemed to move forward more quickly while you remained held back in a quiet stretch of the road. But, my beloved child, delay in my hands is not rejection. Many times it is the holy furnace where I refine what is most precious within you. A bar of metal cannot know its strength before it passes through fire. A seed cannot grow into a tree before it is buried deep in the soil. And a heart that has not learned patience through the long night cannot lift others when they walk through darkness. I do not train you in order to hurt you, but so that what is within you may become strong, pure, and not easily shaken. When you pass through a season of silence, do not quickly conclude that I am distant. My silence is not the emptiness of absence. It may be the hidden room where I am doing the deepest, quietest, holiest work within you. There are things I cannot build amid the noise of passing emotions. I must bring you into stillness so that you may learn to distinguish what is my voice and what is merely the voice of fear, what is a pure longing and what is impatience, demanding to see results immediately. If every time you cannot feel warmth, you withdraw at once, then that faith still depends on the surface. But when you continue to pray though your heart is dry, continue to live uprightly though there is no reward, yet continue to trust though your eyes have not seen, then the roots of faith within you are quietly sinking deeper into good soil. I know you fear dry seasons, because there you no longer have many things to cling to. Words that once moved, you may at times become silent. Works that once brought joy may at times become heavy. Signs that once strengthened your heart may no longer be clear. But it is precisely when every secondary support is removed that you begin to realize, I am the unchanging support. Your emotions may rise and fall like water before the wind. Circumstances may shift like clouds passing over mountains. The words of people may praise you today and turn away tomorrow, but I remain who I am: faithful, kind, patient, and never leaving you. I am teaching you not to build your house upon the sand of feeling, but upon the firm rock of trust. Every trial you encounter is not a meaningless coincidence. It is a classroom I use to teach you to distinguish true gold from false glitter, real peace from temporary comfort, and to understand that what is good does not always come in the form you expect. There are voices that sound very sweet, yet lead you away from the light. There are roads that appear wide and easy, but ultimately leave you weary. There are opportunities that seem favorable, but pull you away from the rhythm of the steps I have appointed. If you have never been trained through trials, you will easily be deceived by appearances. Therefore, I allow you to pass through seasons that require watchfulness, so that the inner eyes within you may become brighter, and so that you will no longer be led by what is loud, but by the gentle wisdom that comes from me. Remember the days when you thought you could not get through. At that time, your heart seemed empty, your strength seemed exhausted, and your road seemed closed. Yet day by day, I still lifted you up, still gave you enough breath to take one more step, still placed within you a little courage when you thought you had only weakness left. Now, looking back, you can see that you have changed. You know how to love others more, how to be more patient, how to treasure peace more deeply, how to recognize what should be kept and what must be released. The very seasons you once wanted to avoid became the place where I deepened your foundation. I do not waste a single tear of yours. I gather even those long nights into a greater work that you have not yet seen in full. My child, patience is not standing still in helplessness, nor is it resignation with a heart whose light has gone out. Patience, as I teach it, is the quiet strength of one who remains faithful before the flowers have bloomed, who still sows what is good before the harvest has come, who still keeps the heart pure before anyone has recognized it. Patience is like the root of a tree, quietly going deeper into the earth. On the surface, nothing may appear to change, but beneath, life is seeking water, taking hold, and preparing the trunk to stand firm before great storms. The more you learn to wait in me, the less you will be swept away by shortcuts. For shortcuts may promise immediate relief, but often they lead you into a narrower place. The road I lead you on, though sometimes narrow and long, always brings you into spacious life. Do not lose heart while you are in the process. The potter does not hurry with a precious vessel. Those hands turn, shape, correct, soften, and form again until the vessel can contain what is to be entrusted to it. I am doing the same with you. At times you feel as though you are being turned through repeated situations. At times you think you are being pressed too far. At times you do not understand why the same lesson keeps returning. But I am correcting the curves within your heart, strengthening what is still weak, softening what has grown hard, and brightening what was once covered. You have not been forgotten on the turning wheel of life. You are in my hands, and my hands never make a mistake. Therefore, my beloved child, stand firm in this season. Do not flee the lesson simply because it is difficult. Do not rush to open a door I have not opened. Do not trade lasting maturity for fleeting comfort. Continue to walk. Continue to believe. Continue to do what is right. Continue to keep your heart pure before me. One day, when the great door opens, you will understand why I trained you in silence. You will see that the days of waiting were not meaningless, that your tears did not fall in vain, that every time you chose faithfulness became a stone, building the new person within you. I promise you, faith that has been refined will not lose its reward. The harvest will come at the right time, and when it comes, you will enter it not as a child, easily shaken, but as one whom I have made steadfast, clear, full of peace, and ready to carry what I entrust. My beloved child, my love does not come only to soothe the quiet wounds within you, but also to fling open every door that has imprisoned you in fear, guilt, and the old names you have carried for too long. I do not love you merely so that you may feel comforted for a moment. only to return again to the heavy garment of the past. I love you so that you may rise in a new identity, walk in a new light, and see yourself with eyes that have been healed. You are no longer the one standing outside the porch, timidly looking toward the banquet table of grace. You are my child, the one called by love, placed where you belong, and covered by a loving authority that nothing can take away. When I call you my child, it is not a gentle phrase meant only to calm you for a moment, but a lasting declaration over your life, a seal of love placed upon you from the heights. I know there are times when you look at yourself through your stumbles and quietly think that you are not worthy of love, not good enough, and have nothing precious enough for me to look upon. You gather criticisms, sorrowful memories, and past failures, weaving them into a veil that covers the light within you. But my child, I do not look at you through the lens of the days when you were weak. I look at you through the love that paid the price to bring you back. What I see in you is not final ruin, but a work I am still restoring. I do not call you by the name of shame, by the name of mistake, or by the labels the world once placed upon you. I call you by the name of grace, of new life, of hope that is growing day by day in my hands. For this reason, my love is never indulgence that allows you to remain forever in old chains. I do not say, I love you, so that you may continue to stay in the place that drains you, in habits that darken your heart, in bonds that make you forget the dignity I have placed within you. True love does not only embrace you when you collapse, it also lifts you up and whispers, "Step out, my beloved child. Step out of the self-condemning words that have clung to you for many years. Step out of the bitterness that has made your heart so heavy. Step out of the old way of living that once made you weary and distant from the light. My grace is not a cloth spread over darkness so that you will not see it. It is the dawn shining into every corner, so that what needs to be healed will be healed, and what needs to be released will be released. Perhaps you fear that you have gone too far, that the times you broke your promises, the moments you were weak, and the days you turned away from what was right have disappointed me so deeply that I no longer wish to call you. But listen to me. My love is not fragile like human love. I do not love you according to the rising and falling emotions of the days. I do not love you when you are strong and withdraw when you are weak. I do not come near when you succeed and step back when you stumble. My love is like a deep spring that never runs dry, like a wide sky not limited by what your eyes can see, like a holy flame that still burns, even when you have only a small ember of faith left. You may fall, but I can still lift you up. You may grow tired, but I do not grow tired of showing mercy. You may doubt yourself, but I was not mistaken when I chose to love you. Remember those who once thought their failure was the final full stop. Some trembled before their own mistakes, believing they were no longer worthy to be entrusted with anything good. But my love does not only cleanse away the dust of yesterday, my love also places into your hands a new responsibility, a new direction, a new flame. I do not only forgive so that you may stand still in relief, but I also restore so that you may become a source of comfort to others. The places where you once hurt may become the places where you learn compassion. The roads where you once wandered may become gentle reminders, helping others find their way back to the light. The times when you were lifted up will teach you how to lift others without judgment, arrogance, or coldness. I do not love you because of the achievements you present to me, nor because you can do something great that would make me proud. Before you knew how to strive, I loved you. Before you knew how to pray, I looked upon you with mercy. Before you could prove anything at all, I placed within you a worth that no one has the right to lower. You do not need to chase after everyone's approval in order to know that you are precious. You do not need to turn your life into an endless competition where you must always surpass someone, accomplish something more, or please one more person before you can feel assured that you have value. In my eyes, you were loved before every achievement, embraced before every word of praise, called by name before the world knew who you were. Because you are loved in this way, learn to live as one who is truly loved. Do not walk with your head bowed like one condemned when I have opened for you the door of peace. Do not let old voices pull you back into the shadow of yesterday. Each morning when you wake, let my love remind you that you can still begin again. Whenever your heart is troubled because you are misunderstood, remember that I know you clearly. Whenever you feel useless, remember that I have planted within you a purpose no one else can replace. Whenever you are betrayed, lean upon my faithfulness. Whenever you feel lonely in the middle of a crowd, know that I am nearer than your breath, quietly guarding every aching rhythm, every tear, every sigh you have not yet spoken aloud. My love will not leave you unfinished along the way. What I have begun within you, I will continue to tend with the patience of a father who does not lose heart. You may feel that you are changing slowly. You may be disappointed when old weaknesses still return and knock at the door. But do not despise the quiet work I am doing. There are things within you being renewed like a tree growing in the night. The human eye cannot see each moment. But when the season comes, its shade will appear. I am teaching you to love with purer love, to speak with gentler words, to choose what is right with greater courage, and to leave behind the old with firmer resolve. You do not have to transform yourself by your own strength. You only need to remain in my love. Listen to my voice, and let my light slowly soak into the places that are still weary. Therefore, lift up your head, not with pride, but with the humble faith of one who knows they are loved unconditionally. Walk no longer chained by what is old, no longer ruled by fear, no longer allowing guilt to continue writing the story of your life. My love is the foundation beneath your feet, the shelter above your head, the gentle fire within your chest, the restoring water for the places that have grown dry. And when that love fills you, it will not stop with you. It will flow through your words, through eyes that know compassion, through hands that know how to lift up, through the forgiveness you give, through the kindness you choose to keep in a world hardened by many things. When others see you living in that love, they will recognize that my light is present. My beloved child, remain in my love, for that love not only saves you from darkness, but also turns you into a softly shining lamp for those who are searching for the way back. My beloved child, I call you into an even deeper watchfulness, where you do not merely see what appears before your eyes, but learn to recognize what is hidden behind the outer covering. There are roads that look spacious, easy to walk, and full of promise, yet quietly lead to exhaustion and emptiness. There are words that sound soothing and gentle, yet carry within them the seeds of confusion and misdirection. There are opportunities that shine attractively and stir your heart, yet slowly pull you away from my presence without you realizing it. I do not want you to live in fear, nor do I want you to become suspicious of everything that comes to you. What I desire is that you mature in the light, that you learn to listen deeply, consider carefully, and recognize what is the call of grace and what is merely the whisper of temptation dressed in the appearance of goodness. You may pray every day, read my word, and keep holy habits, yet without discernment, you can still be led away by things that seem harmless. Therefore, today I gently remind you, do not only avoid what is clearly wrong, but also learn to recognize what is almost right, yet does not belong to my will. Discernment, my child, is not bitter suspicion, nor is it the habit of judging others with a harsh gaze. It is the clear light I place within your heart, so that you may know what should be kept, what must be released, what should be approached, and what must be stopped. Human wisdom is limited because it is easily covered by fear, by uncontrolled desires, by old memories, and by wounds that have not yet been healed. Sometimes you call something an opportunity only because you are too tired of the present and want to escape. Sometimes you call a person destiny only because they have touched the deep loneliness within you. Sometimes you call a choice a blessing only because it brings you recognition from others. But my spirit is not deceived by outward appearance. He sees through to the roots, and he does not allow you to look only at the beautiful garment while forgetting to examine the fruit it produces. Therefore, learn to listen to the very gentle movements within you. When you stand before a decision, sometimes I do not stop you through obvious signs or thunder from the heavens, but through a very small uneasiness, an unsettled silence, a vague awareness that this thing is not truly pure. At other times, I confirm the right path, not through outward ease, but through a deep peace. Even while circumstances still contain many trials, learn to distinguish between your fear and my warning, between your impatience and the holy prompting that comes from me. Fear makes you shrink back, become confused, and lose trust. But my reminder, though it may be firm, always leads you back to light, order, and peace. You need to understand that darkness rarely appears in a form you can recognize immediately. It often comes through words that sound very reasonable, proposals that seem wise, shortcuts that look like quick solutions. It may place before you a promising job that gradually steals away the time you set aside for me. It may bring you a relationship that feels warm at first, yet little by little causes you to compromise with the things you once knew were right. It may plant in your heart a dream that sounds noble, while inside it nurtures pride and the need to be exalted. If you judge only by appearance, you will easily assume that every open door has been opened by me. But my child, not everything favorable is a blessing, and not everything attractive leads to life. There are doors I close to protect you from losing your peace. There are things I allow you to wait for so that your heart may become clear enough to recognize their true nature. Discernment is not only for major turning points, such as choosing a career, choosing a companion, choosing where to live, or choosing the direction of your life. It begins with the very small things of each day. When you hear a story about someone, are you awake enough not to hastily believe only one side? When you want to answer a word that has wounded you, can you discern what is righteousness and what is only wounded pride speaking? When you encounter the things your eyes see and your ears hear, do you recognize what is nourishing peace within you and what is planting comparison and unrest in your heart? Those small choices are like stones laid along a road. If you walk carefully in small matters, you will be protected when you stand before greater decisions. To discern clearly, you need to stay near the truth. One who is accustomed to living in the light will recognize darkness more quickly than one who has grown used to dimness. When my word soaks into your thoughts, your speech, your reactions, and your desires, false things will reveal themselves because they do not carry my fragrance. Do not read my word merely as a duty and then hurry back to familiar noise. Let that word sink deep. Cleanse the way you see. Correct the way you choose. Soften the way you love. And strengthen the way you stand firm. When your heart is nourished by truth, you will not easily be enchanted by sweet but empty words, by great promises lacking holiness, or by things that look bright on the outside but pull you away from me within. Also, learn to wait before making decisions. Haste is often the door through which error enters. There are things that come to you very quickly, very beautifully, and seemingly at the perfect time, making you think that if you do not seize them at once, you will lose them. But my child, what truly comes from me does not need to be protected by panic. What I give can withstand prayer, testing, observation, and time. If an opportunity collapses simply because you ask for more light, perhaps it was not as solid as you thought. If a relationship makes you afraid to place it before me, perhaps there is something in it that needs to be examined again. Do not let the fear of missing out cause you to enter what has not yet been illuminated. Waiting in me does not take away what is good for you. It protects you from mistakenly receiving what does not yet belong to you. I also want you to learn how to guard your emotions, because emotions are a place the enemy often seeks to exploit. When you are angry, it wants you to speak words that wound deeply. When you are sad, it wants you to believe that I have abandoned you. When you are tired, it wants you to choose what is easy instead of what is right. When you are praised, it wants you to forget that every good gift comes from me. But you were not created to be ruled by emotions like a leaf in the wind. I have given you faith to be the anchor that keeps you steady, wisdom to guide you, and grace to pause before you react. Bring your emotions to me, but do not let your emotions sit on the throne of your life's decisions. And do not walk alone. Discernment grows strong in a healthy community, where there are people who love me enough to speak truth to you with gentleness, pray with you in quietness, and remind you to return when you begin to drift. Do not seek only those who always agree with you. Cherish those who help you draw closer to me. A sincere word of counsel may not make you comfortable immediately, but it can save you from many years of wandering. Choose relationships that make your heart brighter, rather than relationships that gradually make you accustomed to compromise. When those who belong to the light support one another, the flame within will be kept warm. Faith will remain steadfast, and you will not be easily isolated in moments of weakness. Now, I say these things not to make your heart heavy, but so that you may be truly free. I see the traps you have not yet seen, the turns that could wear you down, the invitations that could take away the purity of your heart. I am a merciful Father, therefore, I warn before you are wounded, illuminate before you are lost, and remind before you lose your peace. Do not be overly confident in your own strength, but also do not be afraid, as though you have no one to guide you. Ask for discernment every day. Ask me to open your eyes before glittering appearances. Open your ears to the gentle voice of the Spirit, and open your heart to love what is right more than what is easy. When you live this way, each of your steps will become more steady. Your faith will grow more deeply, and your life will become a bright lamp in a confused world, lighting the way not only for yourself, but also for those around you. My beloved child, what I am speaking to you is not merely a gentle reminder, but an urgent call touching the eternal direction of your life. You are standing at a delicate boundary, where each small choice can quietly build the road ahead. Do not think you still have abundant time to correct everything later, for darkness never waits for you to become watchful. It plants small seeds in your thoughts, in your habits, in the moments when you allow yourself to compromise. If you do not recognize them in time and uproot them, those seeds will take deep root, making your heart heavy and drawing it farther from the light. My child, everything in this world is passing. The glory praised by people will one day fall silent. The joy built on temporary things will one day fade, and the things you thought you held firmly in your hands will one day change. Therefore, do not exchange the most precious part of your life for brief moments. I do not want you to be blinded by the outward beauty of things that are fading away, but to see farther and deeper, so that you may know what truly remains before me. Be careful with small compromises. for they often do not make you fall immediately, but gradually make you accustomed to moving away from me. At first, you still feel troubled. Then one day, you begin to call what is wrong normal, call coldness freedom, and call distance from me maturity. My beloved child, I do not want your heart to become hardened in that way. Let my spirit keep your heart tender, able to tremble before what is holy, able to return when reminded, able to stop before going too far. Today, choose the light. Today, come near to me again. Today, let me lift you up before tomorrow becomes too heavy.